after like I got married, there was a different boundary, if that makes sense.
Of course.
Not that it was like free for all before. Okay.
Just like, why would you use that word?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Juice and Jury podcast. This is episode 10 of season 2, I think we're at right now. And thank you guys for joining us for another week. We have a lot of fun topics to talk about today. I'm here again with my beautiful co-hosts, Shaunneka and Christiana, and we're going to give you all the juice about what love?
It's almost Valentine's Day. We're gonna get into a little bit of that. Yeah. But first, I think we're gonna start with some.
I wanted to start with a fun topic. Okay, I was listening to a song in the car the other day, and every time I listen to it, I sing along, and I always have sung these lyrics incorrectly, and until I saw the actual like lyrics on screen, I didn't realize that I was singing them incorrectly. Now, I didn't even know what they meant. Like, it didn't make sense, but it, you sing stuff and sometimes you don't even know what you're saying. Like, it doesn't make sense, but you're still singing it. So I wanted to play a clip of them. I don't know if we'll be fully allowed to play this, but they're very short clips. So hopefully we don't get in trouble. And I wanted to play the clips for this. And I want you guys to tell me what the lyrics are, and then that way I'll know if it was just me and then I'll tell you what I heard. Okay, there's 2 of them in particular, and I'll do the first one. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, it's just a very short clip. I want you to hear it and tell me if you can hear what they're saying. Ready?
Okay,
and I'll stop it on it.
In the morning, oh yeah, she can make it in my morning. Call me Mr. Bean, I go make you horny.
Okay, what did he just say? That last line. Call me what?
Call me Mr. B or Mr. V, and I'll make you horny.
I thought it said call me Mr. Bean.
I thought he said.
I thought Mr. B or Mr. V. I don't know.
I heard Mr. Bean, I'ma make you horny, and I always sang it like that, and then I was like, I don't know, it never clicked in my head that Mr. Bean is not hot. Like, why would you sing "Call Me Mr. Bean"?
Wait, let me think. Hold on.
I'll tell you what the lyric is.
Is it "Call Me Mr. V"? Did you say "Call Me Mr. V"? What is that? Call me.
That's not what the lyric is.
Listen, we need to know the lyrics because I have no idea. You need to tell us.
Because I've been singing "Call Me Mr. Bean, I'ma make you horny," and I'm like, Mr. Bean, who's he making horny? Nobody. What doesn't make any damn sense? And then I read the lyrics, and the lyrics all "Call me Mr. B," like B. Yeah. I'll make you honey.
Oh yes, the lyric is good. We see our dirty minds. We're like horny.
I have others, but I'm going to show you guys one more, and I want you to hear it, and then you tell me what you think the lyric is as well. Okay. One more. Okay, I'm gonna just play it. Just don't look at the title. Ready? Okay, ready? Listen here.
I know the name of the song. It's Happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, you can open your eyes. So what did you say the name of the song is?
Whoa, it's not Happiness? No, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Wait, is this my ding dong? You're lying to me right now.
No, that's the name of the song is Finesse, not Happiness. And I was also singing Happiness for the longest time. Happiness. It's not happiness, it's happiness.
But girl, if I look up Ding Dong and it says Happiness, the official video.
That's not Ding Dong. This is Feels.
Yeah, but who sings that song?
I don't know. BNX6. I don't know.
It's Ding Dong. It's Ding Dong. We saw him perform it. It's Ding Dong who sings that song. It's called Happiness.
No, hold on. Okay, now we need to hear that other song. Ding Dong is an artist, it's a reggae artist.
Oh, I thought that was that song. I don't know that song then.
I don't know which one is a remix of which. I think
This is probably a remix of the other one, but the point is I don't even know the other one. So I'm okay
You
with
know the Afro one?
No, I know this one.
Oh, I did not know that you don't know. I thought that you knew the Afro one. I thought everyone knew the Afro one.
And like, but there's no way I thought there were two different songs, if anything. But Ding Dong, when I looked it up, I went Ding Dong Happiness, and that's how I listen to that song. I don't ever listen to the Afro Beats one.
I've heard the Ding Dong one, but that's not the one that's on the radio. That's not the popular one.
Really?
I don't know.
No. The one that's on the radio is the other one, the Afro one. That's the most popular one.
The Ding Dong one is the only one I'm familiar with.
Hold on, that one has 4.3 million views, and look how many this one has. 97 million. This one is the popular
the one with Ding Dong is old though. No?
1 year ago.
I have no idea. Maybe Ding Dong is the remix to the Afro Beats one, but honestly, like I didn't know about I don't know the Afro Beats one. What I will say is I realized I actually don't know all the words to Rockabye Baby. Like the lullaby.
Rockabye Baby.
No, not that song. Rockabye Baby. That one.
Oh.
I make things up. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, I was singing to my son today. I was like, wait a minute. I actually don't know the words. So I made it up. I'm like, I like my version better.
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
Yeah.
Are there any songs that you guys have been singing the lyrics like one way and then you find out that those are not the lyrics?
I think it happens all the time. You don't know until you actually look it up, but you're like,
Yeah.
And sometimes you just fill it in. You're like, I think they're saying this. She's probably saying this. And then it becomes your own song. You have your own lyrics.
Yeah, your own rendition.
Anyways, I want to tell you guys this crazy story that's been like circulating the internet. And I heard it on a show and I'm like, okay, I want to see what you girls think about this. It's wild. Okay. So apparently it's about a woman who actually named her son after her ex-fiance. Did you hear about this?
Oh, no.
So the story goes is that the husband received he got a message from his wife's former friend on Facebook or whatever. And the friend basically
she got a message from his
wife's former friend. Like a woman. Okay.
Friend?
Yeah, her girlfriend, like a friend that they used to be friends or whatever. And she basically disclosed, she's like, hey, like he has 2 children with his wife. And so the former friend basically sends a message that says, I hope you know that your son, who is 7 years old, is named after your wife's ex-fiance. Damn. So his fiance was previously engaged, and then somehow the relationship had to end, but apparently like the friend says that was like her true love. Fast forward, these two get married, this man and his wife, they get married and they have 2 children, and they end up naming the son whatever the former ex fiance's name is. Or
that's weird.
But
how does he know that?
Know. The husband, pardon?
How does he not know that?
Because he didn't know that he knew that she was engaged, I guess, but he didn't know that was the name of.
He didn't know his name. He didn't know the guy.
He probably didn't. Yeah, he didn't know any of this, or maybe he didn't know why or that she was engaged, or maybe she had like a whatever. But the point is, he didn't know that he named his son after the ex-fiance. So he's basically contemplating, like, do I change my son's name or do I divorce my wife? Like, what do you even do? It's such a messed up story where it's like, And then I think he does end up confronting her, and I mean, yeah, I think it ends up being true. But
so you have a conversation.
The story is, I think that he does confront the wife, and she said that's not why she named the son that name. But apparently she was very in love with this ex-fiance.
Clearly. But like, I mean, when you have a child and you come up with names, don't you have a discussion and you're like, oh, well, why should we name it like that? Why, like, do you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, there's actually more that I'm starting to remember what happened, but the husband did not care. The husband did not care what that first name was, as long as they had a traditional name for the child. So the wife was the one who named the son.
Okay.
My question, which the thing that makes no sense to me is, like, I think it's strange that the man and the woman got married and he didn't know the name of her ex-fiance.
I mean, I guess it would be strange, but not necessarily because, I mean, I guess because it's a fiance, maybe he should know the name, but I don't think you would know the name of every person that your spouse has dated. I know I don't.
No, of course not, but
maybe because it's fiance, but at the same time, who knows? Like, I don't know.
But that's different than a fiance. Like the fiance means that was like a serious person in their life before you came along. So like I know all my husband's exes, but I know one or two of them. Like I know the first love, or like I know the big ones. You know what I mean? So
and I don't care.
For me,
so maybe that's for me. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care, but I know them. Like it's not like
I actually don't know at all. Like for myself, but my point is that he didn't know.
Yeah.
And maybe there's more reasoning. Maybe there's like just more to the story, which there is, and there's I don't have the full story, but like, yeah, he just doesn't know. He didn't know the ex-fiance's name. So now his son is in fact named after his wife's ex-fiance.
Is the ex-fiance and the wife, are they still talking? Like, do we know that?
I don't think that they're talking. I don't know the whole story. I think this is like, but I think that it's done. Like it's done.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's really crazy. But if it's a very, very, very common name like Chris, like, I don't know. Is it that big of a deal? What if she just likes the name? I don't know.
So I think that he was basically saying like, thinking about changing his son's name.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, a 7-year-old, just change his name.
I mean, like, I would have a discussion with the wife and the son and see what they feel about it, because it's the son's name at the end of the day. He has a say in this. So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he's old enough.
I don't know if it would carry that much weight. I mean, I guess, yeah, I would. When I find out, I would be really hurt. But I don't know what I would do with that information. What would you guys do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't, like, okay, what I think would probably hurt the husband, is the fact that it's almost like your son's carrying on this other man's name. You know what I mean? Like it's a namesake. But if you actually think that this person was amazing, like if she thought like, hey, my ex-fiance was a great man, and I really do like the idea of my child being named after this great man, even though it's kind of weird because he has his own dad, right? But I mean, I can understand that because you want to give your child a good name and someone, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's. And the fact that he's 7 and he's already gone on with that name, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. It's icky. It's icky, and you don't know how to. I think every kind of like family is gonna have to figure that out for themselves, because I'm sure there's more to the story, like you said. Like there's got to be more to it. Why is this person coming out of the blue and like trying to stir crap up?
Yeah, why is the friend coming out of the blue? Yeah,
that's very interesting. I'm glad I'm not in that pickle.
Yeah, I think I thought it was like a really interesting story, and I was like, what would you even do? To be honest with you, I don't think it makes sense to change a child's name, and that's it. Or you could just let him go by his middle name and be like, let's forget about that first name. If it really bothers you, right? We'll see. So yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up. Is it really a day for lovers? Is this like, or is this like a real like made up holiday, or not even a holiday?
Made up holiday. Made up. It's the day that Hallmark invented greeting cards.
For sure. And where people spend a lot of money on things that I don't know if it makes sense to spend a lot of money on, like chocolates and stuff. I mean, chocolate's good, but like, really? I remember like
every couple months we need to buy chocolates for something else.
I know. Easter, right? And then some chocolates for something in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think it's very commercialized, but I also think like the idea behind it is nice. Like telling people or showing people how much you love them and how much they mean to you and stuff like that. Like I remember when I was small, my mom, every Valentine's, she would leave a little Valentine's Day card for us.
That's cute.
With like a little chocolate, and it was just so like, yeah, my mom's Valentine. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was special.
Yeah, that's sweet. I think anytime you have the opportunity to make
Mhm.
people feel loved, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, like now you go like just after Christmas, like Christmas wasn't even done and they already have Valentine's Day stuff. Like I think stuff like that is a little ridiculous. Like it doesn't need to be as, I mean, a lot of stuff doesn't need to be as hyped up as it is, but
I was gonna say, like, I my first job was at Lower Seacourt, and we used to sell chocolate too. And I remember there was this young guy. He must have been a teenager. He was coming in to buy, because Lower Seacourt on Valentine's Day it used to be really busy. It used to get really busy. People were buying chocolates left, right, and center, and we would have to wrap them up and do all this kind of stuff. Anyways, I was cashing this kid out, and the chocolate came to like $60. It was just like a heart box. Like, oh my gosh. And the look on his face, and he didn't want to be like, I'm not buying these chocolates, but you could tell he was like, oh my gosh, it's so
yeah.
good. And even me, I was like, I want to be like, do you still want this?
Those are gourmet chocolates at Laura's.
No,
making those by
they're delicious. They're actually delicious. But the point is that, like, come on. Yeah. It was really
I don't remember where I was Costa Rica, and we walked into a bakery and all the chocolate was handmade. Like they made every truffle by hand. That is so special. I think it's so special.
amazing.
Like honestly, I think it's so nice when people put love and thought into making things by hand. It just gives everything such a special element. I think like for Valentine's Day, I'm not crazy about the commercial part of it either.
Yeah.
I don't indulge in it. None of us do in our household. But I do think it's a really great reminder to try and make myself to try and remember to make my family feel loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually true.
Yeah, you don't have to buy something. You can write a little letter, write a little, like even like those little cards. Yeah.
Do you guys get your husband's gifts for Valentine's Day?
I usually will maybe like write him something, but he normally gets me something.
Yeah.
Do you?
I feel like I'm the gift always, so I'm just no, but my husband usually does get me something, but I don't actually like go like get him like a gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we just
No, we don't do that really. The one we celebrate with where I might get like some flowers or something would be Mother's Day. But Valentine's Day we don't do anything. We don't celebrate it. It's just things like Family Day we'll do stuff. Anything family related we celebrate more than like romantic days. I don't know. It's just not our style, I guess, as a couple to do stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like my husband's a lot more thoughtful than I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's your husband's astrology sign? I feel like you're Scorpio,
that?
right? What's your husband's astrology sign? I don't know if
He's a Leo.
he's a Leo. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know much about Leo men. Yeah, and I feel like around Valentine's Day we start to see a lot of like proposals, right? Like people start to propose. And like I had a couple of questions for you guys, but I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of new trends now where women are proposing. Like I feel like the new generations, women are starting to propose because some men they need a little like flame under their bottoms to like make a move. So you see a lot of women on like social media getting down on one knee. Like
I feel like you were saying, if a guy needed a little flame underneath to propose, and he really doesn't want to.
Is that true?
I don't know. I just feel like if you need to like put a flame, if you need encourage him to propose, yeah, he doesn't really want to do it.
Okay, but is there anything wrong with the women proposing? Like, what if the man does want to propose, but there's different reasons why he doesn't? But is there anything wrong with the woman proposing?
No, I don't think so. But me personally, I'm traditional.
Yeah,
I would
me too.
Yeah. And I think that's like probably our generation, but like newer generations, things are different. Everything is like you split everything. They can go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm I'm very traditional, I guess, in my role, in my idea of like roles. Which I know a lot of people will not agree with, but that's fine. They don't have to agree with me, but that's just how I feel about it. I think there are kind of characteristics that define traditional roles. And not that we're like in a box or anything, but I just think generally speaking, there tends to be statistically, men tend to be the hunters, statistically, and women they take on a different type of role. And I think that's just not with every couple, not with everybody, not all the cases, not all the time. Yes, there's always anomalies, there's always outliers, but I think that generally speaking, that's how it is. And I think I don't know about everyone else, but I want to feel like I'm the prize. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing after the prize. Do you know what I mean? So for some women, maybe they'll feel like he's the prize and I'm going to go get him, and maybe they have that instinct, like that hunter instinct, but I don't have that. Like, I feel like if my husband wanted to walk away, if he said, I found something better, I'm not the type who's gonna, like, I'll fight for him in a sense, but I won't hold him back. And I feel like if I were to push for an engagement, especially because I assume that they've had the discussion, and if it hasn't happened, then she's kind of trying to push for something that maybe he's not comfortable with, or maybe I don't know if it's not comfortable or just shy or doesn't know how to go about it. I don't know. But for me, it wouldn't work. Like, I would have probably like a little bit of resentment if I felt like I had to propose. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think like any relationship, well, I wouldn't even call them relationships, but like guys that I've been into that I kind of was not really, how can I put it? Like, it was exhausting trying to chase the guy to get them to like notice me and like, do you like me? You should like me. Like, it was just exhausting. Okay. And then you just forget about that and you just let the guy do his thing. It's just so much more like, yeah, I'm the prize. You're just here. You're just living your life. And things just happen.
Yeah.
But I also think too that I think that comes with maturity, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like a lot of guys sometimes take a long time to propose, right? And that could be for, like I said, like different reasons. But how long is too long to wait for a proposal? Like, what is like? I personally do not feel like it takes somebody 5 years, 8 years, 10 years to figure out whether or not they want to marry you. Like, that is
very long.
True is some people are not dating with the intention to get married.
See, that's also wasting somebody's time, especially a woman who has her biological clock ticking. That is wasting time if she wants to have children. Sorry.
No, but like for me, I wouldn't just date somebody. I would be dating them with the intention of, oh yes, I want to like this. I want this to go somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't.
You're not trying to waste your time. I get it.
Right, and like I also don't think it takes like a year. I think like when like I feel like it doesn't take that long to know whether or not you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life.
I think for me, I would say a year, only because I think you have to go through some shitty times together. Because if all you go through is just good times, that's not enough of an indicator as to what they're going to be like in life. Like, you need to go through something hard. Into a fight, you need to go through, somebody has to go through something.
That can all happen within 6 months of being together.
But I also don't think you have to get into a fight, because I feel like if you know the person, you will know what it would be like, or how it will, like, you.
For me, I need to see them at their worst.
But you don't know someone until you're living with them and married. Like, you can't, like, are you saying that you saw the same person that you were dating and you're married to? Like, there's no changes?
Yes, but remember that we were dating for 8 years. So It's different.
Yeah, but I think it's different when you live with someone, you're with them day to day. Like I feel like you see a different person than you are when you're dating them. That's just my personal opinion.
I'm trying to think. Not really, not for me. I don't think there has been some changes, but not because we lived together. Maybe the kids kind of brought in some dramatic changes.
And your finances, the kids, your finances, like things change.
Yeah, but I because we went through a lot together, I already knew whatever the worst happens, I could handle it, and vice versa. But like, I feel like
I know, but I'm just saying, new things start to happen when you're living with someone and you're married. I feel like it's a different experience than dating. That's what I'm trying to say.
It is a different experience for sure. I think I was just trying to say that, like, I think a year is good because you need to see the worst. Like you need to see the bad things, because if you only see the good things, I don't think you're going to be able to judge fully, like if it will work long term. That's just my perspective, just from my experience.
Of course, you need to see. Yeah. So how long does the like honeymoon phase last though? Like you said, it's like about a year.
I would say, yeah. That's my I don't know. I haven't really counted it, but like, but I think every couple is different. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean like the honeymoon stage is a year in marriage, like the first year of marriage?
No, I meant like when you're dating, like there, there's that time where it's like everything is like amazing and it's so good. Like that's what I mean. Yeah, there's a honeymoon stage in marriage and also dating too, when you first start dating. Right. So
I think the faster you can see the bad things, the better, because if it takes too long, you might start excusing them. So I think the earlier you can see all the crap, the better you'll be able to gauge whether or not you guys can be together.
I feel like I've dated some guys where I knew, but I was like, but what if?
What if what? What do you mean? Like what
You
if
know, like I knew
switch up on you sort of thing, or like what?
Sorry, say that again.
I'm asking what if, like, what do you mean by that? What if what?
Like they would they would exert or not exert, they would display a certain behavior, and like innate, like within me, I would know it just wasn't fitting right with me. But then I'd be like, but what if
you're second guessing your intuition.
Something, yeah. What if something can turn around, or like, if you get what I mean?
Yes. You're second guessing like your intuition and stuff like that.
Yeah, like but then you just keep going because you're wishing or you're hoping for a different outcome or something. It's like how people say you date for potential, like never date someone because of their potential. Or something
I
like
don't know if you ever like no like that. Like what I mean is, people make it sound so definitive. They make it sound so definitive, like, oh, this is the person and that's it. There's nobody else in the world and this is period. Point. They're perfect, and no, it's not like that. There's so many nuances for me. Like he and my husband and I, we love each other very, very much. And I have an extreme loyalty to him and he has loyalty to me, and we love each other. But are we always in agreement about everything? No. Do we have the same views on everything? No, we don't. Like, we're two different people. So what I always say, like when I'm giving advice to 20-year-olds, what I always say is find someone whose baggage matches or fits with yours, because everyone has baggage. So nobody's going to come along and be perfect. That just doesn't exist. And you're not perfect. So even if Mr. Perfect came, they probably wouldn't want you because you're not perfect. So I think you just got to find whoever's baggage fits best with you. That's what it is. Whoever's crap you can tolerate. If you can tolerate their crap, if it's not like a red line, then, and you guys love each other and get along and all the basics are there, like you have the same kind of morals and values, then it can work.
I think that's it. I think you have to find somebody who has the same values as you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important to when you're getting married, I personally think that you should be at least 25. because you got to be able to make these important decisions. And like, I feel like when you get married really young, I don't think that you're thinking that
I
way.
feel like you need to be like 35.
That's why I said at least 25 when your brain is like, I guess, fully developed, because it's a lifelong decision. You have to be able to make a proper decision when choosing a mate, right? So when choosing a partner,
like 25-year-old,
when people get married too young, like sometimes it's like, yeah, sometimes it's great or whatever, but I'm like, sometimes it's like you probably would have thought differently had you had more life experience for yourself, personal life experience.
We also have a very
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. We also have a very westernized version of what marriage and love should look like, because if you go to a lot of Eastern cultures and countries, they have arranged marriages, and marriage is a contract, and the families are the ones who choose this person fits with this person, and then they'll have like a meeting or a date, and it's like a business deal almost. And even like I have a friend, she is an Orthodox Jew, and she got married at 20 and had her first child at 21. But but I would say that they seem very happy. She seems happy because they have like a very strong community around them.
Was their marriage arranged? Just wondering.
I think so. Yeah. And which is very typical in the Orthodox community.
I'm not mad at that either though. I'm not against arranged marriages. I think some of them, like, you let your parents choose, it might work out really well for you.
Yeah, you always have a say.
The girl who I go to at the spa, her and her husband were arranged, and like, great. She said basically her family chose a set of guys. They went on a date. They both liked each other, and then they just, like, basically your parents know you, and they're choosing a mate based on, how they think it might go out and pan out for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So and she was very happy.
And my grandma used to say that love comes after marriage, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Oh,
my grandma would say no, like the marriage is first and then the love builds from that.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
I think it definitely builds and gets stronger.
Yeah,
for sure. Like that. I always say, like, tell my kids and my husband, like, this is our team. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, think of this as your lifelong team.
It is.
So yeah.
100%.
Like, if I look back to when I got married, because I've only been married a year and a couple of months, I definitely love my husband a lot more now than I did. Not that I didn't love him, okay, but like it's tenfold now.
Mm-hmm. And you live with him now. You guys are separated for a long time. Yeah.
And like, I've learned things about him that I just like didn't know before, that I love.
Like, do you guys believe in love at first sight? And I'm not gonna ask you if you feel like, whatever, like, I'm not even asking about soulmates. I'm asking whether or not you believe in love at first sight. And I'm not talking about even with your spouse right now, because you could have been in love before getting married. But do you believe in love at first sight for anybody?
No.
I think there's lust at first sight, but I don't know about love at first sight.
I agree with Shaunneka 100%.
Yeah, to me, like, I guess it is lust.
Yeah, and then the thing is, because it's lust at first sight, like, everything that precedes that is kind of tainted.
Yeah.
But then there's always like the
way you said that. But then there's always
but I actually don't, because I kind of do believe in love at first sight. I feel like,
please expand.
No, I feel like there's always that little twinkle in somebody's eye. It's like, oh, hey, when you first see them, like,
So can I ask you?
And then that's what I think is love at first sight. Like, I feel like there's something always there. And pardon?
Are you referring to, like, for instance, the show Love at First Sight, where they're like both behind a wall and they're talking to people and they get to know each other, and then
Love is Blind.
Sorry, Love is Blind. And then they see, or do you mean like you see someone on the street and you're like, oh my God, that's the man for me? Like, which?
Yeah, it's more of the latter, like the second one, but like more about like you're walking down the street and you kind of like bump into someone, you're like, hey, and they're like, hey, and then, you know what I mean? Like, there's like that sparkle, and then all of a sudden, like,
curiosity.
No, I think twinkles are deceiving. I don't I don't trust twinkles. Okay. Because anybody can give you twinkles. It doesn't mean that you love them or like okay, and that's also
No, I do
defined.
not think anybody can give you twinkles, by the
hard.
way.
Okay, wait. Can we define love as well, please? Can you define it? Do you mean eros love? Do you mean agape love? Do you mean brotherly love? What kind of love are you
Okay,
referring to?
clearly I'm not talking about brotherly love. Like, let's be real. Like, you know what kind of love I'm talking about. When you feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm
Romantic.
yeah, definitely Maureen. Ross.
Then absolutely not. If we're talking about brotherly love, then I feel like, yeah, I
No, that's totally
I
different.
love people really quickly.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm literally like, love at first sight when I meet.
Wait, you just said you love people very quickly more? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I love people, not romantically, but I love people. I love humans. So
Mhm.
if I spend a little bit of time with someone and I have like a meaningful engagement, I will automatically feel like attached to them.
See, because for me, I can't just be like, oh my God, that guy is so gorgeous. Like, I want to be with him. I need to have a conversation. Like, I need,
Yeah,
like, there needs to be like I don't know, something secondary for me
that's
to
exactly what I
just like
said.
pique my interest. Oh, I
Yes.
thought you meant like you just.
No, brotherly love, not romantic love. I'm talking about loving people in a brotherly way. Romantic love is different. I'm
It's
saying
more like having love for someone. Like, do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, it's like, oh my gosh, I love you. Like my heart, like your heart's open to someone. That's what she
yes,
means by
that's
that.
what I mean.
But
Yes.
what I'm referring to is like falling in love, like feeling like you're like this is like you're romantically in love with someone.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? You've never had that feeling before?
Yes and no.
Like you never had the feeling where like when you meet someone and
No.
you're like, oh my gosh, and your heart kind of melts.
I've been like, wow, that guy's hot, but but not like, oh, I'm gonna.
I haven't. It didn't turn out well.
Huh?
I
You
said
what?
I haven't. It didn't turn out well.
Oh, really? You had a love at first sight moment?
Yeah, I did. Well, it would be lust at first sight
Yeah, that's,
that I
that's
thought
something.
could turn into, you know.
Love.
Mhm.
I would love to hear the men's answers to this question. I would love to hear
we need
that.
to
Don't
we
you
need to
think?
have our hubbies on again and see what they say.
Men who are watching, please, I am so curious. Please put it in the comments. Do you believe in romantic love at first sight? Why or why not? Please answer this because
Yes, let
I'm
us know.
dying to hear from you. Yeah.
Because I definitely do. But anyways, moving on.
But I also feel like males are more visual.
Yeah, those like, it is lust in a way, but I also do think that some people do believe in love at first sight. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. Men, tell us what you think.
Please let us know. I want to know. Do you
And ladies too. Come on, like we need everybody.
And ladies too?
Men and ladies, we need to know. Yes. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Please answer in the comments. Okay, hold on. Okay. So moving on.
So I mean, Maureen, you having all this brotherly love for everyone. Do you have any male friends?
I have a lot of male friends. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about you, Shaunneka?
So
What about
sad.
you,
I have
Shaunneka?
a lot of male
I think
friends.
a handful.
A handful. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then again, this is gonna we need to qualify. What do you consider a male friend? I consider everyone.
What do you mean? Is there really? Do I need to clarify what a male friend
is
is?
an acquaintance. Like I hope what
A
like
friend.
I
Who
have
you
friends of
consider a
different
friend.
levels.
I
Different
said
levels of
friend,
friends.
male friend.
Yeah, like I would consider them friends. Like we don't hang out outside of wherever I see them, but
And
Right.
male.
I would consider
Okay.
us friends.
I've always wondered. I'm like, can men and women have platonic relationships? Can you really have a friend of the opposite sex and not somehow be attracted to one another, or have it so that you guys are just kind of completely friends and there's nothing else? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I really am not sure on whether or not it's possible. I personally do not have any male friends, and that could just be me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
You
I
don't
don't
have
have
any male friends.
actual male friends. I wouldn't say so, no. And I'm just trying to think, like, I mean, I definitely have male colleagues and things like, and maybe acquaintances, but like no actual male friends. And I also, I just wonder how men and women are able to actually just be friends. Like, hey, let's go out and like hang out and stuff like that, with it not being kind of, okay, so don't get me wrong. I think it is possible to have a male friend, but it has to be that neither one of you are even remotely attracted to each other. Like there cannot be any kind of attraction whatsoever. And I think it actually mainly has to come from the woman, because I feel like men can be attracted to any woman. I don't think looks really matter. I think men can be attracted to any female. It does not matter. And that's why you hear a lot about these like friend zones, like guys being put in the friend zones, because they always have this wrong idea about like a friendship with women. I think women think, oh, I can have this male friend and be cool with him. He be my guy friend, and I can run to him with all my heartbreaks and stuff like that. But secretly, these men are like, oh yeah, they want to, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I think about this. So for me, I would have to define friend. Okay. So I don't have friends that I hang out with outside of where I see them. So for example, I have friends at the gym, I have friends at church, I have friends, but I don't call them up and be like, hey, let's go hang out outside. Let's go do something. I don't do that. I don't talk to them outside of the environment that we meet in. But I would consider them friends. We're friendly and they're kind to me. I'm kind to them. We exchange ideas, we exchange thoughts. I do not, however, go talk to them about problems that I have in my marriage. I would never do that. That's crossing a line. So in that respect, I guess I don't have male friends in that way, but I would consider them friends. So like if you asked me, do you have male friends? I said, yeah, I have a ton of male friends, and I consider them friends because, like you said, I have love for them. So like I want to see them happy, and I like exchanging ideas with them, and I like seeing them. They're kind and they're whatever, but that doesn't mean that I like go out of my way to have relationships with them that might be inappropriate or make my husband uncomfortable or anything like that. Right? Does that make sense? So I do think though that if I wasn't married, I could have lots of friends that are men. And I did have a lot of friends who are men that I meet outside of different environments and hang out, and it was completely platonic. And I've always had male friends because I find them to be easier than women sometimes. Women tend to be dramatic, but no offense, but that's my experience. But so yeah, so I can see. And you know what's funny? I was actually thinking this the other day when I was in the car. I was like, I have all these friends that friends, again, which depends on how you qualify it, but I have all these people that are male in my life that I really like love them in a brotherly way. Like I want to see them happy. Most of them are married or in relationships. And I love seeing them win. I love seeing them with their wives. I love seeing them with their children. I love seeing like the things that they're passionate about and talking about. My favorite topic is God. So a lot of times I go into these discussions with these men about God. So that's what we talk about. And I love like exchanging that kind of energy and that kind of thought with anybody, man or woman. And I was thinking, it's such a shame that I'm a woman because just because I'm a woman, it could be taken the wrong way, even though it's not meant in that way. Like I'm not trying to flirt, but just because I'm a woman and I'm kind or I'm outgoing or I'm friendly or whatever, it could be construed by somebody who doesn't know in that way. And that's only because I'm a woman. And I'm like, it's such a shame because I don't go into these discussions or friendships or whatever with that idea. Like my gender doesn't play a role in the relationships that I have with people, with other humans, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love the women as much as I love the men, but just because they're men and I'm a woman, it automatically creates problems in the dynamic. So I have to be more careful with that kind of friendship, right?
For sure. I think you have to be careful because I think there's a lot of people that can take just get the wrong message, especially men. I feel bad. I'm hating on men, but like I feel like they can sometimes the message is like that little friendly nudge can be like, oh, she touched me, like that's, you know what I mean, like it could mean something.
Yeah, but I also think that men, most of them are like that with all the women in their life.
Well, that's my
They're
point.
thinking of one
That,
woman, you know what I
that's
mean?
my point. It's not about you. It's the fact that you're a female.
Exactly. But that should tell you that there is nothing really there because they're just like that with everyone. Do you know what I mean?
But that's why I think it's kind of, you know, it would be difficult for them to have female friends, or for, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it could be dangerous, is what you're saying. And I agree with that. It could be dangerous. You're right.
Shaunneka, you mentioned that you had a handful of male friends. Would you like to answer now? Sorry, is your mic on?
Would you like to elaborate right now, Shaunneka? Would you like to call them out?
Oh, God.
Ricky,
Yeah, no,
Johnny.
Like Maureen. So I have male friends, but after like I got married, there was a different boundary. If that makes sense.
Of course.
Not that it was like free for all before. Okay. Just like,
why would you use that word?
We need to clarify, not free for all.
What is free for all?
that, like, how do I explain it?
Wild, like willy-nilly.
Not like I was giving off vibes like, oh, I like you, or this could potentially go somewhere. It was nothing like that. It was like pure friendship. But yeah, after getting married, there's definitely a strict boundary. Like, I'm not gonna call you up and be like, yeah, let's meet up and get a coffee, or that's just, you can't do that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say one. Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna add one caveat to this. I have friends that I've been friends with since high school, and I don't meet up with them physically, but we do chat still in groups and stuff like that. So sometimes we will occasionally, not like every day, but on occasion, someone will message and be like, oh, have you heard about this thing that happened in the news? Or what do you think about this that's going on right now? Or like things like that, right?
Like
very platonic. Yeah. And it's like, for example, Kevin is a friend of mine. He's always been a friend. He's always gonna be a friend. And my husband knows him very well. And like, so I do have some male friends that we do communicate still. But these are friends that I had before my husband, and they were always like friends, like from school. Like, I don't know how to explain the dynamic. It's not like a romantic dynamic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Anyways, we want to be able to hear from our viewers, from our listeners on what they think. So yeah, we need to know, can men and women have a platonic relationship? Fill us in.
No, let us know, please.
Yes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well.
And get all the juice from our Jury Weekly. Yes, I love that. Okay, so we're on Instagram. We're on Threads, right? Are we on Threads? We're on Threads.
We don't go on Threads. We never comment on.
I think we're just defaulted to Threads because of Instagram.
Yeah, we tried.
I think Threads. It's Threads that's trying, not us. It's Threads.
Nobody's
like trying to be it, but it's not it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not happening. Yeah, I mean, Instagram is really pushing for it, though. You know, when you scroll, you still
come on, try Threads. Someone wants to. Where do I get that message? Somebody wants to connect with you on Threads. I'm like, no, they don't. Like, stop. I'm trying to make Threads happen. It's not happening.
Like, yeah, I just get those. So started following you on Threads. I'm like, well, you're not going to see anything.
But that's their whole ploy of like trying to get us to go to Threads. It's like, hey, look, someone's looking for you, but they're not. If they want to find me, just come to Instagram. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for tuning into another great episode of the Juice and Jury podcast. And again, follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, like and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you to our viewers and listening to today's episode.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.